Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. It is 7:46 a.m. I didn't just wake up. I woke up at like 6. I thought before I start working on other things today, we would just go ahead and record a quick video for y'all. And it is gonna be a doozy. I wanted to get it over with today. So I'm starting out my morning with Jessie Lee Ward, Imbosslee, and the girl Colleen from the page Noshamesalesgame. It's gonna be rough. Anyways, I'm Chelsea. Hi, nice to see you. Nice to meet you if you're new here. If you're not new, my name is still Chelsea. Don't worry. Like, subscribe, comment, all those things. I have a podcast called Down a Rabbit Hole with CCsuarez. Feel free to follow that over on Instagram. I have all that linked down below, including all my social media. I am CCsuarez across all social media. All right. I'm gonna have to take a few breaks here and there just because listening to this, I know it's gonna make my stomach hurt. Let's go, shall we? This video is titled The Anti-MLM Conversation. Saying that you're anti something, really just an oxymoron. You think about it this, and I don't know why I always go back to this comparison, but if you are anti-racist, doesn't that mean that you're racist? It's just a double negative, and it's dumb, and I think it just proves that these people are not too smart. Like I said in Top Fail 63, I'm trying to lead with more compassion, and I'm just gonna let you know right now, because of who is on this video, I don't think that I'm gonna be able to do that.
Can you hear me okay? I can hear you fine, so.
How you been?
Oh, I'm so good. Business is exploding like we talked about. So both of us, I think our businesses are just
business is exploding, except you don't have any $1 million earners under you and attendance is down. Your direct downline is currently grounded and you're not doing your Friday calls with them because attendance is low. But yeah, tell me how good it's going.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of the things that we'll jump right into it. People are, look at all these people. It's one of those things that I think people who are just starting in network marketing or they've been in there for a while get messages all the time. People are being mean to me or they're saying mean things. And I had one person.
Just so y'all know, I have a Wiggum cam going in the other room. He's on the couch, full ass upside down. So cute. And I set my phone up in there so that Ethan can put a Wiggum cam on this screen while Jessie Lee's talking, because I know personally, I know it's really hard for y'all to watch these with her, but today we're actually going to be debunking everything, every little thing that they talk about. And I personally love that. And I feel I really need to get back to that, instead of just reacting, debunking as well. It's a little learning moment, Are people actually being mean to you? And they might be. It's not what we do here. We start a conversation, not a fire. So are people being mean, or are you inferring tone, because this is all over the internet, are you inferring tone into their comment of, hey, this is a pyramid scheme? Is it really mean, or are you, one, just defending this company to everything and just internalizing everything that they're saying? They're not saying that you are a cult or, you are going to fail. Let's say the numbers are against you. And that doesn't mean that I don't believe that you can do good and that you can be successful. And I think that you deserve all the success in the world. I don't want you to get manipulated, and I don't want you to get into a situation where you're putting more money into it and not getting really much out of it at all. How can I help this person get out? What do I say to them? They just joined. So I think that's a good thing to say.
Capture a mean comment on my post. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so sweet that somebody wrote a mean comment on your post. So Jessie Lee, do you have people on the internet that don't like you?
What an epic first question. Okay, so Colleen wants to know if Jessie Lee has anyone on the internet who doesn't like her. I mean, it is shock and awe, that I do in fact have quite the following of haters. And I gotta tell you, we can get deep into this, but I will say, I have friends who will say stuff like haters are confused fans. I truly believe in that. Truly. And then I will also say that the more people who started liking me less and less and less, and the louder and louder and louder and louder and louder they got, the bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger my businesses grew. I actually posted my Google analytics that were sent to me by someone who runs SEO and keyword searches and whatever. He sent it to me last night. He's like, Jessie Lee, this is very impressive.
There's a difference between critics and haters, at least in my mind. So not everyone who is giving you feedback, not everyone who is debunking shit that you're saying is a hater. I don't hate this person. In my opinion, I think she's lying. She might say, oh, we have 146 car owners or car earners, whatever, and just in the empire. You're counting people who left. Prove it. You're still counting people who left the company. If it has grown, you probably would have hit the top rank and prove it by now. Your downline would be doing better. Your downline would be showing up. People are looking up anti-MLM content. People are maybe learning who you are because of that and staying away from you because of that.
Sent to me by someone who runs SEO and keyword searches and whatever. He sent it to me last night. He's like, Jessie Lee, this is like very impressive. I'm like, well, I couldn't have done it alone.
Talking is talking. And I say that all the time. Like the reason I like got started in doing what I do, like, is because I saw how loud, like,
if people are talking about you good or bad, like, it's all good. Which not always. If people hate you, it's better if people like you and they're talking about you and saying positive things rather than saying horrible things. Like, yeah, all publicity is good publicity, but like, I mean, that's why Kanye causes an uproar before every album release. And you can literally go back. There's actually a really good documentary on him on YouTube by Jay Aubrey. I watched it the other day and it helped me. I feel like it really helped me understand him more. Does not justify his actions at all. He is 1,000,000% harassing his wife, and it's wrong and disgusting. I just find it so interesting that they're like, oh yeah, well, if people are, not liking you and they're talking about you, it doesn't matter, it's good. But it's really not, because what you're selling, other than your soul, is essentially you and yourself. Like, you are the business. You are the brand, So I don't agree with them.
They can be. And I'm just like, we need more like loud people on our side, right? Like, they're not so loud.
Yeah.
There's not and so we're just like making waves. So yeah, okay, people don't like you. They don't like me.
Well, actually, hold on a second. Like, I'll actually answer it a different way too. I don't think it's that they don't like me, and I don't think it's that they don't like you. I think it's that they don't like themselves.
Yeah. That's very Dr. Phil of you to say.
Well, let's make a video about this. Just call me Dr. Jessie Lee. I said, I'm just kidding. But in all seriousness, though, I don't blame them. If you failed at everything in your life, if you have tried and tried and tried again, and you think that you've done all the right things, and you're not seeing success, and you never had your breakthrough, and you don't understand the process of little simple habits compounding over time.
Tiny little truths in the things that they're saying, right? But I'm not out here scamming, manipulating, horrible to people, and ruining people's lives, being a cult leader like this person is, in my opinion. If someone doesn't really understand all of these manipulation tactics, and I'm sure as fuck not jealous of this woman. I have a soul. I don't want to be scamming people and calling you out, giving you constructive feedback, criticizing you, and essentially just calling you out on your bullshit and you actually having someone. Because before all of this, they didn't have people calling them out. No, these are valid criticisms and you're lying. So they don't like themselves. I do love myself quite a lot, actually. Why is it that the only way to them that it makes sense for someone to have an opposing ideology, an opposing idea, and just not agreeing with them, the only way that makes sense to them is that you are desperate, broke, a hater, miserable with your own life, you're depressed, you have no friends, just are a complete liar and just a disgusting bottom of the barrel person. You hate yourself and you failed at everything in your life, and that's not my fault. What? That right there is thought-stopping language, and that makes no sense.
And then it's so much easier to blame everything else instead of taking responsibility and accountability for your actions and for your results. Yeah, I would probably blame you.
Yeah, because it sucks to watch somebody who's doing well, right? Like, it sucks to be like sitting wherever you're sitting, and I'm sure they would say like, oh, I love my life. I'm in my favorite cubicle. Like, it's great. But it's hard. But I want to like sympathize with those people because I've been there. I've been on the other side watching people succeed when I wasn't. And I was like, watching their stuff. I hated all the, you know, the happy stuff they were talking about. And then finally, I was like, shit. Like,
okay, notice how she said, I'm sitting in, you know, my favorite cubicle. Not every person has a traditional 9-to-5 office corporate job sitting in a cubicle. She even tried to just say, oh, well, you can say that you love your life, but I've been there too, and I secretly hated it. It's like, no, girl, that's not how this works. What are you talking about?
if she can do it, then why don't I just stop hating for a second and just try it, and then maybe I could go on a food.
I mean, I can answer that too. It's another psychology thing. So again, Dr. Jessie Lee will come out for you, but people don't like change. People are very resistant to that. And so if you're constantly told that you're supposed to believe one thing, and you're constantly told that the honorable way of living is to struggle, and the honorable way of living is to go to work from 8 o'clock in the morning until 5 o'clock at night. And by the way, hold on a second, because people, not everybody's an entrepreneur. Okay. I am not shaming jobs. I am not shaming anybody going to a job. And I actually like part-timers in network marketing more than I like full-timers in network marketing. We can get into that conversation too. But I will tell you, it baffles me. Like, nobody is saying anything about your cubicle in the sense, that was funny though. Like, but if you're miserable doing that, and you can understand that supplementing an income could bring in an extra couple $100s a month, and you do not have to do this remotely full time, like, who are you for not, like, what are you saying about yourself by knocking those men or women's hustles? It just does not make any logical sense to me.
Jessie Lee, I want you to never try to talk about psychology, because you just made no goddamn sense. You actually just gave a perfect example of a logical fallacy.
I love people who have jobs. I love people who, you know, are in their career path of choice. What I don't understand is people who, this wasn't for you, and you violently and viciously attack it for people that it is for. And you don't take down, you don't talk about the profession. You literally talk about the people.
Yeah.
That I don't have much tolerance for.
The people are the profession. So you want us to not call out people, but then how are we supposed to give examples of these things? I'm not going to just role play with myself. I'm going to show you making an ass out of yourself and lying, manipulating, and just talking out of your ass. And then I'm going to break it down. If you are presenting yourself as a public figure, putting yourself online, that's part of the job. But it's more damaging than just the financial aspect of it. It can absolutely ruin people's lives, ruin people's relationships, ruin marriages, and just leave you completely just decimated.
And you're like, well, then why are you making fucking YouTube videos about me? Like, this is very weird.
I mean, yeah.
And that's what another person was responded. They were like, so can they just like set it straight? Like, are we predators or are we victims? Because it changes with the wind. Because it's like, oh, these people are predators, you know, preying on vulnerable women. And then in the next breath, it's like, oh my God, they're victims of brainwashing. Like, pick a side.
I mean, that's a long conversation we can get into.
I think right there, that just proves that she doesn't understand the cult mentality and the psychological aspect of that, because you are a victim of being in a commercial cult. It is possible for a victim to also victimize other people and prey on other people, knowingly or unknowingly.
Because I'll tell you some of you don't, I see a lot of people hitting follow, hopefully on both sides, right? And some of you don't know my story then. I was in a basement when I started all of this. The story's never changed. And my best friend from when I was 5 years old is now in business with me.
Here we go with a motherfucking basement story. Oh my God. If you want to know her story, then go watch the deep dive video I did on her, because it's a lot more truthful than what she's probably about to say.
And my best friend from when I was 5 years old is now in business with me for the first time ever. I've never recruited friends and family. So this is like very new for me. I was like the victim though. Like, I'd be the person you would say is the victim. I was in the basement. I was in a vulnerable position. My car didn't work, and my lifestyle was terrible, and I couldn't go out with friends. It was like, as soon as I took control over that and I said, wait a minute, so it's just a sales model. All I have to do is sell. And then if I want to sell an opportunity then I can do that too. And then I can choose if I want to coach and teach and train this, that, or the third. Okay, as soon as I became, you know, the 1% or even like the 5%, you know, I don't even think I was at the top when people started going, it went from like, well, she was a victim. Okay, she was absolutely a victim. And then she got so brainwashed by the whole entire thing, and she had so much success that now she is the predator. It's like, you like, wait a minute, hold on. Like, you're not actually making sense, because I chose to be successful in something, just like you can choose to be successful in whatever you want. And we should get into like determining what the word success even means. We can totally define that.
It's funny that they'll contradict themselves and use the hurt people to justify we are doing. Like, they'll say, oh, well, you're just a hater and you're just hurt, and hurt people. That's why you're making this content. Then when we're talking about this, like, where's that same thought process? Like, what are you talking about?
But like, you can't say both. You can't tell me I was a victim 11 years ago and then now I'm the predator because I've had a good experience due to my work. It doesn't make logical sense.
Yes, it does. You were taken advantage of by someone, and she says that she wasn't recruited into anything. She Googled it and whatever, and then she got into slumber parties, which turned into pure romance. The owner of that company allegedly fucking hates this person. Absolutely hates her, which is hilarious and makes a lot of sense. Allegedly, what has been alleged to me. I do not know if it's true or not. Apparently, she has had a falling out with the head of Prove It as well. That's why I believe, it's my hypotenuse, I know it's hypothesis, be quiet, that she is leaving Prove It soon. By the end of the year, I do not think that she will be with Prove It anymore.
But we're not really speaking to logical people, so there's that.
So, damn it, you just said something where we can talk about this. What did you literally just say?
I don't know, a lot.
She said we're not really talking to logical people, which is really interesting because I see a lot of people who do make this type of content, who do make more commentary content as well, and people who just comment on multi-level marketing and cults and all that in general. I understand there's a lot of gray area, but when it comes to the psychology aspect of it and, you know, giving facts and breaking down and debunking all of this, I would say that we're pretty logical and pretty black and white. I'm showing you facts, I'm showing you examples, and I'm debunking things. How is that not logical? I would say that's very logical.
That's why I do the notebook thing, man, because I start rambling and then, you know,
Literally, that's what I need to do. I have my notes over here, but I came to the window.
Maybe the success thing, I don't know. The defining
okay,
success.
I don't define success, because that's another thing that we get a lot of shit for, is that they're saying, okay, well, you know, you need to, like, everyone's saying, oh, you're going to be a millionaire. You're going to quit your job. You're going to drive the free car. You're going to go on vacations. But, like, success doesn't look like that, because for most people, an extra $300 a month is life-changing. That is successful if you are doing something that just moves the needle in your life a little bit, right? So what, even though you are Jessie Lee and you're super duper successful, you know, the one, that doesn't mean that that's what success looks like for everybody. And if they're not you, then they're failing. Right?
Yeah, I mean, good Lord. Yeah, let's go into this. So, success to me when I started.
Are you making $300 a month profit? And how much money a month are you spending on your MLM? How much money a year are you spending on your MLM? As we said, the average profit is 0 according to the FTC. Most people in MLMs will not make $300 a month profit. So $3,600 a year profit. Most people in MLMs, over 90% of them, are not making $300 profit a month.
Was $300 a month, period, full stop. Okay? I did not, and to be totally honest, if I had been recruited by somebody who said to me, do you know you can make $1 million or millions of dollars a year doing this? I would have never signed up, because I would have been like, scam alert, Ponzi scheme, like I would have been like, hell no, you freaking scammer McScammerson. Like I would have never been interested. My interest level was I cannot pay my bills. I'm getting my rent increased by $300 a month. I have 1 month left to make an extra $300 a month. My job, I cannot get a $300 a month raise like this. It's not a thing. So I had to figure something out or I get evicted. This is the real story. Yeah. I mean, I told it a million times. So I'm like, oh my God. Okay, so I just need $300.
She doesn't have a great relationship with her mom. From what she has even said, she does not like her mother. Was living in her mother's basement. Again, living in her mother's basements. Her mom may have kicked her out for sure, but like living in your mother's basement. Let's get that clear.
I literally just need to make $300. What can I do for $300? And I asked the person I'm renting the room from in the basement, I said, well, I don't know how to, I can't.
The person being your mother. I feel like that changes the story so much, but she won't say that. She's never said that, and she won't.
I don't know how to make $300 a month. And they said, I don't know, start one of those at-home businesses. And I said, like Avon? She's like, yeah, like Avon. I'm like, I am not selling Avon. Like, I'm 22, at the time, right? So I'm like, that's not happening. Success was $300. And I mean, big success. That was life-changing, $300 a month. Yes. For me, it's like, how can you say it's not successful if, I'll say all kinds of weird scenarios. If a single mom has an extra $50 so she can go get what she wants from the grocery store or buy a pair of shoes she's had her eyes on, or go to Target and not feel bad about buying a candle for herself or whatever. That's success. Who's to say success is even monetary, right? Yeah. Because there are so many people. Okay, so I'm like really big on TED Talks. I'm really big on personal development. I'm big on all this.
Because it's a job. We should be gauging this just by monetary. Like, join a book club. Join a fucking singles club. I don't know. Join something that isn't an MLM. Like, that's what most of these people need. They would be way better off by joining something like that. That's free. Instead of joining this. Like, there are so many free like groups and stuff. Like, I feel like most people get into MLMs because not only because of the monetary aspect of it, yes, but because they're looking for like a community or looking to feel like loved.
And I was listening to this TED Talk, I think it was just yesterday, and they're talking about how one of the most dangerous things to somebody's actual overall health, not just mental health, not just physical health, not just emotional health, overall welfare and quality of life and length of life is in direct correlation to the amount of happiness they have in relationships. This is not MLM conversation. This is scientifically data proven information, okay? One of the longest studies on age ever, the longest study on age ever to exist.
All of the relationships and multi-level marketing companies that are involved with MLMs in general are transactional. They're not valuable relationships, which is ironic that I just said that because it's a transactional relationship. If you are not on her team, she's not talking to you. Leave your MLM right now. Are you still best friends with your sideline sister? No, they probably don't fucking talk to you anymore. I'm big on personal development. You mean brainwashing? I'm big on TED Talks. Really? Then why don't you watch the one that are about how toxic MLMs are? Why don't you watch those, girl? Because there's been a lot of them.
You have just taken people away from each other for almost 2 entire years now. And you're telling me it's not success if somebody joins a opportunity, joins a business, and finds some of their best friends? Because what network marketing really does is it turns complete strangers into friends, which, by the way,
joins an opportunity for what? Money, financial freedom, time freedom, all that shit. If you are signing up to be a salesperson and don't make a profit, then that is not success. That is failure.
It's just like anything. Everyone was once a stranger before they were a friend. So don't get all huffy puffy on that either. Okay. They get huffy puffy on everything, but like it turns strangers into friends and friends into family. And when I look at my friend circle now, it is not conditional based off of if they're in business with me or not. I've had plenty of people leave business and they are still absolutely family members to me, right? It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, but I would have never met them if I didn't have the relationships.
That's not a job. That's a cult. Like, ugh, my God.
And you know what else is successful? Turning yourself from somebody who's completely underdeveloped as a human being into, whoa, hold on a minute. Now I'm educated. Now I understand about NFTs. Now I understand about wealth management. Now I understand about personal development and speech. Now I understand about sales. Now I can take my sales information and go get a job at Burlington Coat Factory. I don't know where that just came from, right? And go sell whatever they coats.
The fact that she just said, now I understand about speech. Jessie Lee, no you don't. This is the most frustrating Zoom call I've ever listened to. Oh, I need to pet my eyebrows. I'm getting so fudging frustrated. If they were learning about that and were very, very, very well versed in it, they would get out. They would understand that they are wasting their money and their time in an MLM. And if they don't get out and they have learned about all that, then they understand that it's just about recruiting and that they're in a pyramid scheme and they're just recruiting people and that's it.
Burlington Coat Factory, I don't know where that just came from, right? And go sell whatever they coats, right? Like couches, whatever they sell, right? You can take these skills that you learn in this. That is success. That is success, and you can deploy that into the world. So to me, it's like,
no, you can't. You can't put self-development on a resume. I literally had someone who put like regional director, blah, blah, blah on a resume once. And I think it was for like Arbonne. And I was like, oh my God, what is this person doing? This is embarrassing.
For me, yeah, I am the anomaly. I am not the norm. And I say this on every single podcast I open. Do not listen to what I'm saying as an income claim. Do not think that I am normal. Do not think that you're going to join and you're going to get rich quick. I will outwork every single person in the space, and not even just network marketing, in the business world, right? That's just my DNA. So what success is for me is different than you, but it's different than all the people watching this as well.
Correct. And so I think that that's a conversation that network marketers also need to start having, is like, make realistic. And like, I hate the phrase realistic, because anything that I've ever done is not realistic. Anyone has told me to do anything, like, that's never going to happen. That's not how it's going to be. Like, I need you to set more realistic goals. But like, we can't be casting vision for people and like highlighting these multimillionaires and all these things, thinking that like that's the only version of success. We need to have a wider, like a deeper understanding of what success looks like in this business. And it's not just, oh, I came in and I made millions of dollars. Same. I wanted to make $500 a month as a stay-at-home mom. That would like, and that wasn't like my first paycheck success. Like, yeah, if one day I could make $500 a month, I would have been mind blown. And just, you know, so I think that conversation about success needs to be had by everyone.
I think that's one of the most important conversations, because I think you make men and women feel like crap when they're in the journey. And like, the reason I work the way I work is because it's who I am in my DNA, like I said. But second of all, I like showing people what's actually possible. Yeah. So if I'm the pace setter for the whole profession, by all means, I just want to show you what you can do.
You're not, though. You're not. This is so, I'm speeding it up to 1.5.
It doesn't mean you have to do it. It just, I'm trying to show you what's possible. But what you just said is so important, so I want to back it up to that. Too many people, and I'm talking about leaders now, because I know there's leaders watching this right now. They're probably like hiding in the shadows a little bit. It's cool. We see you. It's all good, boo. Well, we don't see you, but we know you're there sitting in the wheat fields, okay? Like hiding behind the bushes. It's cool. If I could give you any directive, please start sharing the stories of very much so real people. And very much like your highlight from the other, I was like, oh my God, girl, you got to save this. Like, it is so important that people hear real stories. And it is so important people understand that supplemental income in not even just 2022, but we're in 2022, is so important. And I post stuff intentionally. Like for me, I go to a gas station. I don't care what the price is. Okay. I just don't. It's just a stage of life that I'm in, right? I drive supercars. You shouldn't be driving a supercar if you're looking at the pennies on the whatever. That just is not logical. Okay. So, but I sit there and I still post in my stories the gratitude for being able to fill it up, regardless of what the price was on it. And the reason I do that is because when I started this is like, people, the girls who get it will get it. The girls who don't. When I started, I was driving a Ford Focus ZX3, like 2001. And it was like the ugliest color. It was a stick shift. It was manual because it's cheaper when it's manual, because a lot of Americans can't drive manual, right? So, and I'm from Maryland. And in Maryland, we have the Appalachian Mountains. I don't know if your face is telling me you didn't know I'm from Maryland originally. So yes. Yeah. So I'm from Maryland. We're from the mountains, Maryland. And I would throw the car in neutral and coast down the hills to save gas money. And my brother was always like, you're going to blow out the transmission on that thing. I said, I don't care if I can roll up and get like an extra 10 miles on this tank of gas. I never got to fill up a tank of gas. I never got to do that. Yeah. Never. So when I go and I do fill up, a car now, I do take the photo because my gratitude, I still go to that place of, damn, I remember exactly what it's like to lie to my friends and say, no, I can't go out. No, we're not going. I'm just really tired. I wasn't tired. I was broke. Right. And I remember what it was like you don't know if your car's going to turn over and start or not. I remember it was like to have to get really creative in carpooling to get to meetings in Maryland, which is not a big state, but because I didn't have money, I had like $5 to contribute to a gas pool. Like, that's where it started. So if you look at the whole picture of what success is, yeah, you're right. It started out as $300 a month. And then when I was like, oh, I can make $300 a month. Hold on a minute. Okay. It went, can I make 5? And then I made 500. And then I went, can I make 1,000? Wait a minute. And then it was never, I never joined this for free cars. I never joined this for free trips. I never joined this for private jets. I never joined this thinking I could make $1 million or more a year. I never joined this for anything. I joined this because I was broke. Yeah. And I felt like I had no other option. There was no Uber Eats I couldn't Uber Eat anyway because my car couldn't make it to your house. But like, there was no Uber Eats, there was no Grubhub, there was no Uber, no DoorDash, the gig economy didn't exist when I started in this. And so I just wanted to harp on that conversation a little bit because it drives me nuts for you to say 1% of people are successful. What?
It doesn't and like so many. I mean, if you talk, I'll backtrack on that, but I think that so many people, they think it has to be this huge thing, and they feel like, oh, I have to be a Jessie Lee, or I have to be somebody who's at the top 1%, or I have to be all stuff, and like
Jessie Lee isn't the top 1%. Jessie Lee is the top 0.01%. You either can't sell the product or you create a ghost account or whatever, other information. That's what a ghost account is, so that it looks like you're selling products to someone else, but you're really just, buying your own product and your own PV and stuff under that. Like, that's extremely common. Allegedly, on her team, you are encouraged to set up a ghost account under like your spouse or whoever so that you can buy your trials and shit under them and then use that like during your like whatever, and you're making or meeting your like monthly quotas and all that. That is so backwards and so shitty.
You don't. You gotta talk to a couple people. And like, when you're talking about Uber Eats, you're talking about getting a gig at a part-time Starbucks or a part-time babysitting job. All of these things my friends do, but they're not willing to like, pick up their phone and utilize something that they're already doing. Like, to me, that's a huge missed opportunity. Like, people are going farther away from where they want to be, like home with their family, whatever, to make $10 an hour, which nobody's knocking that. But like, you have an opportunity literally in the palm of your hand. And people are like,
so she said nobody's knocking that, but you are. Posting on social media and scrolling on your phone and enjoying your downtime on your phone is not the same thing as recruiting people, direct messaging people, promoting products constantly, and promoting a lifestyle and an opportunity on social media. Those are not the same thing. Not everyone wants to do that. Well, take a step back, girl, because you don't get paid to post.
You're a scam artist. Like, what?
Yeah. And I think that hurts people, by the way. So, I mean, the whole conversation hurts people. This entire it's not even just, this is going to be a deeper conversation for a second, but it's not even just the anti-MLM movement right now. It's this anti-movement period that I don't understand. This whole let's cancel people because I don't agree with 100% of what they do.
We're not saying to cancel you. I don't think you should be canceled. I think you should be called out and corrected and held accountable for your actions and what you're saying. I do not believe in cancel culture. Most people do not believe in cancel culture. I want people to be called out and learn and do better.
I don't understand. I've never been somebody who's like, oh, you know what? I don't like what Colleen does. So I'm going to go ahead and go on all her stuff. I'm going to report her. I'm going to have all my friends report her. I'm going to comment. Like, you guys, let me give you an example. So when people try to tell you that, no, we just have a problem with the profession. We're not attacking people. No, we're not a bully for calling you out. Colleen, like, they literally called Colleen a Holocaust haircut the other day. Like, that's not bullying. They throw on like wigs to make fun of colored extensions in my hair and say I look like a man. I'm manic. I'm bipolar. She's absolutely psychotic. She's mentally unstable. You're not talking about profession. You're trying to get people triggered so that they report people. And so if you can sit on that throne and feel high and mighty about your cancel culture and your groupthink,
I mean, no. Again, I'm only speaking for myself. Don't ever say that someone has a Holocaust haircut because they have, very short hair. I believe Colleen does have very short hair. Also, don't report people if they are not breaking the guidelines of whatever social media platform you're reporting them on. Don't do that.
Good for you. But I could never be that person. And so I don't even get angry about any of this because the level of compassion I have for people who are that.
Bitch, you could never be that person. You sent me a cease and desist saying that I could never say your name ever again in real life or on social media. So yeah, you're trying to silence me. I'm not trying to silence anyone. I want you to be held accountable and learn and not manipulate people. I don't want you to be in network marketing. I don't want you to take advantage of people. If you want to be in sales, great. Start a different business, awesome. Go for it. But don't be a fucking cult leader like this person.
Venomous, and they think they're saving the world in anything, whether it's anti-MLM or it's Joe Rogan, or it's anti anything. I'm like, who do you think you're saving? Because you're saving nobody. You're literally saving nobody. And I just think it's so toxic. And I said this, and I'm telling you, I'm calling it publicly now, because we've got, 500 here. I've got hundreds here. The podcast, God knows, that's huge. And then 50 over here. I'll tell you right now, I called something out the other day, and I know it's going to change. I made a point, and I know you saw it because you commented to me about this. You are horrifically anti-women in this movement in particular.
Horrifically.
Like, the level of women hating women in the anti-MLM movement is stunning to me. And if you would like to say that I'm wrong, I would like to respectfully ask you, where are the videos about the men? Because if you want to talk about the network marketing, now there will be men videos. I'm calling it right now. They're going to start making anti-men videos in MLM just to be like, no, see, I can talk about him too. It's too late. I just called you out on your BS.
I have made videos calling out men. That the multi-level marketing industry is primarily women? Did you know that? I did a whole ass video about her boyfriend, Eric Worre. Apparently I'm anti-women. Again, a great example of thought-stopping language. Oh, well, you're anti-woman. No, I'm anti-scam. I do not care what you identify as. If you're being shitty and lying and spreading misinformation and harmful information, I'm gonna call you out.
Okay, but they'll come out now though. Like, they'll leave that little soundbite out of this. That'll get edited out. But it's okay. We got the
No, it won't. It's staying in, baby girl.
recording. I know it's the truth, but here's the real truth. Network marketing is dramatically female-centric. I believe it's 76% women, if my statistics are correct. Mostly women. Now, women are natural sellers. 80% of purchases made in a household are decided upon by women. Women shop, women sell, women buy. It is very natural because we are talkers. This is all the way the female brain works compared to the male brain.
Just because you're buying something doesn't mean that you're a natural-born seller. Like, that makes no fucking sense. Where are your sources? You can't just say, there are scientific studies. You're also the person that claims that you're the #1 network marketer in the world, but you're not. Like, you are not. You can't just call yourself something and have it be true. That's not how this works.
If you look at the businesses where men are making a lot of money, because it is true, at the top, there are a lot of men. A lot, okay? I'm on every single stage, every single time, all of them, surrounded by men with these gigantic checks. You look at the Network Marketing Hall of Fame, the $1 million a year earners, it's man, woman, man, tons of men. Men, I will tell you, are the ones who solely recruit. Men. Men are the ones, it's their nature to be very, very boom, instant driven, action driven, get the result, be done. Okay? They're recruiting however many legs they need, whether that's 2 or 3, generally speaking. They'll get 2 recruits, 3 recruits, they'll stack whatever they need to stack. And the women are the ones building ethically under them with customers, with team members, running calls, nurturing, running incentive contests, doing all of the nurturing work. And you're damn right, it's a man. So I will tell you, I very intentionally joined only a woman when I chose my upline for this company. Absolutely only joined a woman. Okay? And for the record, because people go, oh, you can never out-earn an upline.
Yeah, you can.
I dramatically out-earn an absolute living legend in network marketing. So thank you, take a seat. I'm just trying to debunk all their little stupid rumors, right?
I don't know where they get this idea of people. Who are these people that say you can't out-earn your upline? Yeah, you can. Listen, whenever I'm wearing a hoodie, I feel like I just need to like retreat. I just gotta retreat. Oh my God, it's only 9 a.m. It's still a male CEO, which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with. Who cares? But also, these are the people who are ethically building under you and There's no way to ethically build or be in an MLM.
So I'm telling you that because if you want to attack people and you want to attack the model, do not attack the housewife who wants to make $100 a month and save $100 a month for a year and buy herself a Neverfull bag because she's never had a Louis Vuitton. Do not attack the student who is drowning in debt because for whatever reason our government does not get rid of student loans. Okay, we do not forget student loan debt. It's written into our laws. Okay, who wants to pay off their student loans? How dare you? How dare you? And why don't you actually ask them their customer numbers? Because it's amazing. Oh, well, they order their product underneath of a customer account. Okay, so that's one customer. That's one customer. Okay. So what about the other thousands and thousands or hundreds and hundreds or dozens and dozens of customers they have? If that's one customer that woman has to, yes, get another source of income from her business. And now you're just ignoring the hundreds of other customers because that doesn't make sense to me. And if you're worried about a sustainable business model, also doesn't make sense to me because I was terminated, very open about this. I was terminated wrongfully from my first ever network marketing company. Okay. I sued that company for anybody who's wondering what happened. I won. I got paid. Okay. I got paid in arbitration, right? That's just the fact. I think that's public knowledge. I got paid. So I think I'm allowed to say that now. If I didn't, whoops, I got paid. Whatever. Okay. So I got terminated, sued them, got paid. That business, because I built it with customers, relationships, real people, that business is still thriving, even though I'm not there because I build real businesses. And so when I look at the customer ratio compared to the recruiting ratio in my business and a lot of women's businesses,
being in an MLM, you being a salesperson is not you building a business. It's building a customer base, or a sales pipeline is a better way to phrase that.
I know you're in a business that also retails incredible products as well. There's way more customers. And women are not natural recruiters. They are natural gatherers. So we have huge customer pods because we are natural sharers. And
wrong. This is not public information, so don't be asking me, where can I find this information? It's not public. Guess what? The information that Monat puts out there publicly, it's bullshit. It is. Complete bullshit. They are not meeting the 70% rule.
I want you to talk about this. This is one of my favorite posts you ever made. And I turned it into a reel. You were talking about, you think it's odd that people will share their whatever, and that's fine. You know which one I'm talking about. So why don't you just take over on this one? Because it's like my favorite.
Oh no, which one was it? They'll share the like Amazon link, but not their. I think it's.
You were like, you'll share your favorite Peloton instructor loudly, and you won't get paid. And you'll share you'll share your Amazon links and whatever, and you guys celebrate that. Drop the link. You'll.
Where'd you get that? Can you send me a link? It's literally the same thing. And like, yeah, you'll share your Wordle, you'll share your Starbucks, you'll talk about Bridgerton, you'll share your Amazon link. I say it all the time because it's whatever I'm seeing all over my Instagram. It's like, really, people are like getting mad about what we do, but it's like we've publicly aligned with a company, a brand, whatever, and people, they literally all do it all day, every day, and I just cannot comprehend like what is wrong with selling and getting a kickback from selling.
That is not the problem. The issue is selling an opportunity. If it was just sales, then it would just be, it would be single level marketing. It would be truly affiliate marketing, and we wouldn't fucking care. Always had people who were like, it's the same thing. No, it's fucking not. No, it's not at all.
Like, that's all it is. It's sales.
Anyone, any MLM hater, anybody, if you liked a product, I guarantee you recommended it to somebody else, and if this company that you love so much says, hey, I'll give you a 10, 15, 20% discount kickback off everything you sell with this link, nobody would say no. Because it would be stupid to say no. Everyone wants and could use extra money. Everyone does it. And some of us are smart enough to get paid for it.
Are they going to acknowledge that they get paid more for recruiting a team than selling a product? Because that's what this is about. This is a classic example of you not understanding the conversation at hand.
That's the mic drop right there. All of us do it. Some of us are smart enough to get paid for it. Yeah.
And like when you going on about what you were just talking about, I said a while ago, like if network marketing was a male-dominated industry, like the critics wouldn't be anywhere. But you have the men are at the top, so you're not seeing the men. You're seeing the women.
No, if it was male-dominated, I would still shit on it because it's gross.
And doing it, you wouldn't see the same type of criticism. And it's so anti-women. It's sick.
Yeah, that's why I chose network marketing. And I've been talking about this a lot lately because
it's so anti-woman, it's sick. No, you know what's anti-woman is scamming, selling a false opportunity to, giving false information to women. And realistically, that's not anti-women. It's just being a shitty person. See you later. I'm done.
It's stunning to me. It's stunning to me. I just don't understand. I chose network marketing because you could not tell me how much I should earn. I get paid. They're not going to like this. Guys, you get paid for the exact amount of work you do. Period. Whether you like that truth or not, you get paid for the exact amount of work you do.
No, you don't. You get paid for how many people you recruit and how many products you sell.
But it's like, oh my God, my Aunt Susan worked really hard and she talked to all these people for 2 weeks and she didn't make any money.
This is a relationship business, which goes back to why women are so good at it. Okay? And I will tell you, I never signed up for Get Rich Quick. Ever. I signed up for, I suck at sales. I suck at recruiting. I suck at leadership. I suck at all this stuff. But I feel like I've joined a personal development program with a compensation plan attached. And if I can become a better person.
No, she doesn't. Like, why is she saying that? She'd worked in sales prior to working in network marketing, and she even said previously that she was really good at it. So why is she saying that now? See, the story keeps fucking changing.
I do all of that because that's the only way I can elevate my income. It's the only way I can coach through different situations. The only way is if I go to an event and I learn leadership skills that have nothing to do with where I currently am, but I go, whoa, that's a skill set that's way out here. And then I'm able to say, hold on, let me like beep, back it all the way up. So when I am there and that situation does happen, I go, Colleen, I got you. I have the solution to this. Hold on a second. Like, I know exactly what to say because I learned, because I spent the money on that course, because I grew. No, and hold on. Nobody gets mad when you join a job, which is what you do. You join a job. You accept the job. And in every single job I have ever been part of, there is some kind of income requirement to go to work the first day.
Yeah. Like, hello?
Like, I'll take it all the way back to when I'm 13 years old and I got my first job. My first job was an ice cream shop. You cannot work without non-slip shoes. Non-slip shoes back then, I don't know if they're cheap right now, but back then they were like $80. And I was like, what the? I face. The internet was like just coming of age because, you know, I'm freaking aging myself now, okay? But I'm like trying to Google to find some like discount shoes, these non-slip shoes. Y'all comment below. What are those shoes called? You know I'm talking about, those non-slip shoes. Anyone in the restaurant business knows exactly what I'm talking about. Also, curious where everybody is watching from. I want to see where our viewers are. So if you want to comment that below, I'd be curious to see. But guys, those were so expensive. And luckily that was like my only thing that I had to pay for. Right. But then I got a job waiting tables and I was like, oh, I have these special shoes that I can, you know, just take over to this restaurant. I worked at a pizza shop next. But then I had to buy the apron and I had to buy the little book to put the stuff in. And then I had to do the training where you're following people around for $3 an hour, by the way. You were getting paid the $3.13 an hour or whatever. Okay, so don't talk to me about livable wages and non-livable wages. I'm literally not here for it, okay?
Obviously, every employer is different, or rather, not every employer is the same. But comment down below if you worked in hospitality or the service industry is what she's talking about in hospitality. If you were a server, did you have to buy your apron? Did you have to, if you had like a uniform, did you have to like buy the shirt? Did you have to buy your non-slip shoes, which I just Googled? And with a lot of places, you are reimbursed for shit like that. And again, always just have to say, not every employer is the same. There are a bunch of different types of employers. Some are shitty, some will reimburse you, some won't.
Or why is nobody talking about the money y'all spend on higher education? I don't even like calling it higher education because that is like, that I think is like a little bit classist. But like education.
Yeah, so we just said $100K to become a nurse.
Like nobody calls that a scam. Nobody called $2.13 an hour. My bad. I mean, I'm sorry. I was paying you too much. I was trying to pay you a fair wage. All right. Like you go to college, even a community college, you're spending how much a year? You go to a full-time university. Nobody even blinks an eye when you're actually celebrated in our society. When you graduate from college and you have some of you hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, which I already talked about. You can't, it never gets deferred. You will die. And you know what you think? Oh, well, I'll just die with the debt. Okay. So now you've died. Now you're dead. And now your family accrues your debt. Because you thought you were doing the right thing and going and getting formal education.
Right. I know, but like, but then it's, but that's the whole like reason that
That's infuriating. Also, there are a lot of people who do pay off their debt. And I know I just made a comment about like me overgeneralizing something, but they're making these generalizations as if like that's the only thing that ever happens and this is how it is. Like, sorry for trying to better myself and actually get an education for specifically the industry or career path that I'm going into. And it just seems rude to people who spent time and money on a formal education.
On my Instagram started a couple days ago because it was like, oh, well, the difference, because I posted was like CEO, VPs, this, like, it's pyramid, right? And then
they don't like that one. They don't like that one, Colleen. They don't like that one.
Trigger warning central. And they're like, well, the difference is in our, like, we get debt and cars and pensions and this. And I was like, hold the phone. You are coming from like privileged town USA or whatever, like thinking that this is how the world works. $2.13 an hour, like people like pensions, cars, WTF are you talking about? Like people, like nurses, we're talking about how little they get paid. Teachers, people who like actually impact lives are getting paid nothing and had to pay $100K to get a degree. I saw somebody who was talking about, she didn't want me to say like her actual profession, but she said working in the height of the pandemic, she's in chemistry and creation of things. She was given a wooden bowl as a
They just switched to a different conversation because they can't try to debunk that. They're like, oh, they don't like that. They don't like when you say that. They don't like when you say that when they're talking about the hierarchy or the shape of the organizational chart. The answer to the question, is this a pyramid scheme, has nothing to do with the organizational chart. It has everything to do with, are you paid more for recruiting and building a team? Notice how I said recruiting and building a team. Or you selling products? Where does your money come from?
She was given a wooden bowl as a thank you for working at the height of the bowl. She was like, well, are you kidding?
We can go to teachers for a second, actually. I don't know if it's your, is it your internet or my internet? I don't know who's Yeah, I can hear you now. I heard the wooden bowl comment and I was giggling and a little bit stunned over here. The woman was too stunned to speak. Okay, wooden bowl. That threw me, actually. I was given socks, Natasha says. Your husband gets a ham every year.
Turkeys.
Yeah, we won't get into that conversation because I'll go straight back into shadow ban. But I hear you, healthy homemakers. I hear you. I see you. I validate you in your conversation there. We won't get into that. But like, none of it makes sense. Like, make it make sense. And pizza parties. Okay, so here's what bothers me. It pisses me off for the nurses, and it pisses me off for the teachers.
Okay.
Here's why.
That little gift wasn't how they were paid. But in an MLM, are you even paid for your time? No, they're not. So I'm not really understanding this argument that they're trying to make because it doesn't make sense.
Teachers, it really pisses me off because I remember specifically a chemistry teacher, speaking of, that I had in high school. And she was like this beautiful, gorgeous woman. And she was bartending every single night and then showing up at school because there was not enough money in the school system. She had to pay to put stuff in the classroom. And I was always like, what are you doing? And then I learned that's normal.
That's normal.
I didn't know. That's normal. Like I learned that in high school when I asked her. She's like, all of us have second jobs. I'm like, all these teachers have second jobs? Yeah, like we have to. We all wait tables and bartend. I'm like, what? And nurses are the same. So nurses, they work 12-hour shifts, literally saving lives, okay? Like literally saving lives, 12-hour shifts, losing their jobs if they don't abide by the government law. We'll just throw that out there, okay? Losing their jobs so they can't even save people's lives. And then on the days they have off, because they work usually like 3 12-hour shifts a week, three 12-hour shifts a week, they're out there waiting tables. They're out there working at the Home Depot. They're out there bartending. They're like the people that are supposed to be running the society that spend all this money to get degrees and everything.
Hey, not all teachers have second jobs. Definitely paid very poorly. Even if you're paid poorly, you're still fucking paid a livable wage. In an MLM, you are not paid for the time you're working. Needed in society. Are they saying that they would be better off working in an MLM where they are guaranteed no money?
They got to pay for their own scrubs. And you don't call that a scam. They have to pay for all this stuff. And we don't even look. They're working 12-hour shifts. Do you know how much money they spend on coffee? I'm not even kidding. Like your nurses are all on freaking uppers, because not like illegal uppers, okay? They're all on uppers, like tons and tons and tons and tons of caffeine because they're working 12-hour shifts and being underpaid.
Yeah.
Not everyone who works 12-hour shifts are like coffee addicts. That seems very strange to make that insinuation. Like, what are you talking about, Jessie Lee? This makes no sense.
And people are mad at us because we're the scam artists. Like, these are like some of the most hardworking, amazing heroes, and they're not getting paid enough. And it's like, we're really the scam artists, please. The stethoscope is $100. Are you freaking kidding me?
You're buying your stethoscope? See, now this is...
Okay, this is ridiculous. This argument, it does not even make sense. Network marketing is also a scam. Those two things, these are two completely different conversations, and they're trying to be like, if one's true, then the other's not true. It's like, no, these are two different conversations. But just like she said at the beginning of this call, we are not dealing with logical people here.
Scam really fast. Okay, all right, let me talk to you about a scam. You have to buy your own stethoscope?
Apparently, I'm clearly not a medical professional, so I have no idea. But
I'm
that
not either.
sounds legit.
I don't know if that's true or not, but that's insane.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
So then why are you acting like these are facts? Like, this is so... They'll just say random shit and be like, yeah, you have to do this.
But I think this conversation has just been like, looking at the comments now. So many nurses are MLMers. Like, licenses for nursing and teaching, so expensive.
You have to pay for that? Hold on, I'm getting educated. I didn't even... I'm about to... I need to go to the ER. I found a new pool to recruit from. Are you kidding me?
Gloves, shoes, etc. to prescribe and pay for a license. Had to buy my own stethoscope.
Your nursing license is $250 a year. So your annual fee, what you're telling me is your annual fee to be a nurse to save lives is $250?
Yeah, they need to pay for the license. Like every 2 years. Oh, people are like, they're talking to us now. Insurance agent, license cost, licensing, insurance. Yeah, so like, what the actual?
Yeah, it's continuative education, you dumb fuck. You have to renew your license for typically these things where you have to be licensed and certified. You have to do continuative education courses. Yeah. So y'all think it's okay to spend at least $200 to go to a brainwashing conference for your MLM company or the team that you're on. But then you think it's wild that also the company, there is no chance they will ever reimburse you for that. No, they will not do that. Neither will your upline. But you think it's crazy for professionals to spend money renewing their license?
Like, this is not, nobody is shitting on any profession.
No.
And we're talking about how we think that's normal and okay. But there's also another option over here that's like not normal. It's outside the box and people are like, scam, alert. Really? Oh, have to pay for CPR training. Nursing and education hours. Nursing license is $600 a year. What?
Yeah, see, I didn't know that. So all of this boils down to the same thing, though, because if we go through their argument list, it's a couple of things. All right, one of the very first things I hear all the time is it's only the 1%. We already went through that. Okay, that's not an accurate statement because we don't know what success is. The other thing inside of that, though, I will tell you is there's a 1% of literally everything. So if you're gonna have a hard time getting along with the people that are the 1% in real estate, 1% in the world, 1% in whatever, you're just gonna have an issue with everything. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing I hear is about it preying on women. We've already debunked that as well. Okay, so all the rumors are untrue. Okay, so if I was
that statistic is regarding money. You didn't debunk it. You were arguing a different point.
Lizzo, that's what I would say today. Actually, we can do that. You guys can put common things in the chat because I don't want to forget any of these. You can drop some of the common things that you hear that you want us to kind of go over. The fees, I hear that you're paying to do whatever. We went through that. I had no idea it was $600 a year for some of these licenses to be a nurse. That's actual insanity.
No, we protect and educate humans in general. Yes, mostly women because the industry is mostly female-centric. And unfortunately, there's a reason for that. It's because unfortunately, women are more likely to fall for this type of shit.
To be a nurse, that's actual insanity. I'm not that great at math, so 600 divided by, I'm not even try. That's a lot. Let's see. I don't even see.
I don't either.
Yeah. Anyway, all of that, I'm trying to think of like excuses I hear all the time, but I mean,
I think we've debunked a lot. I think we've hit on some things and just shed light on the fact that like nobody is preying on anybody. Nobody's a victim of anything.
Oh wait, I want to hit on that really fast.
What?
You guys, if you,
What?
everything in your life, I love y'all not to tell you this. Everything in your life is a direct reflection of how you are living your life. And I know you don't want to hear that, and I know it upsets you, but your life looks the way your life looks because of choices you decided to make. So you cannot get mad at anybody for doing anything. Like if somebody said, hey, there's a sale on a product, and you decided to take your credit card and run a credit card for an amount of income that you knew you shouldn't have been doing, you need to take responsibility for that. Okay. If you have spent an egregious amount of money on whatever, you have to understand you literally made that choice. Nobody, and I hate that. Oh no, see, they pressure you because you're vulnerable, you're a victim. What are you talking about? Because you're pushing people back into this victim mentality that they don't need to be in to begin with. They need to be, and people just need to, no one needs to live in the victim mentality, and you want them to. You feed off of this. Okay. It doesn't make any sense to me. And so take responsibility for your actions. If you were wildly successful in network marketing, like some people claim to be, I will promise you, you would have never left anyway. And not because of the money, but because of the person you would have actually developed into being. That's the honest to God truth.
There are a lot of people who made a good amount of money in network marketing and woke up and realized, oh shit, this is a commercial cult, and got out. Some of the most successful YouTube channels are commentary channels. That makes absolutely no sense to say that people who talk about people aren't successful. You can be successful and talk about people.
So when these people make the videos or they talk terrible about the profession or they say these are vulnerable people, they go after this, they go after that, you have to understand the responsibility and the accountability of what you have chosen to do with your life. I've made a choice, just like Colleen's made a choice to be successful. Just like a lot of people in this profession have chosen to be successful. There is a whole lot of money in the network marketing space, a whole lot of people making supplemental income, part-time income, full-time income, and absolutely life-changing income. And I will tell you, just because it's not for you does not mean that it's not for everybody. Just like your jobs that some of you have are not for me.
One could argue that comment. If it's not for you, doesn't mean it's not for everybody. But if it's not for me, that means that it's not for everybody. Aren't I part of everybody?
Fired from the pathology lab when I was fired. I am not good at working for other people. I am great at working for myself. I am great at holding myself accountable for stuff. Okay. But the fact of the matter is the network marketing profession has unbelievable products, incredible services, and it provides an opportunity for the average person to have an unbelievably above average life. Unbelievable. I mean, I look at my life and how it has transformed, and I look more importantly at the people. I don't know why I'm not in front of my wall like I usually am, but I look at the people whose lives have shifted because I've had the opportunity to mentor them and coach them. And that is priceless. Yep. And just because you made the choice to quit, I'm not going to make a video about you. I mean, why? You moved on. Like I am happy for you if you're happy. The fascinating thing is your level of unhappiness is spewing everywhere. And I know I had a conversation with you in the DM earlier. It's like, I just don't think you understand how the internet works, because the level in which the hate videos are made about me is a bit alarming. Like it is very loud in the space right now. And I was like, well, I know my numbers are up in my business because I mean, I can see how many people I'm recruiting. I can see how much I'm selling, and I can see our team's volume. So I see what's happening in my business. But I will tell you, I did not realize the popularity shift because of how much they can't stop talking about me. And so there's a rap song, and I put it in my little post in my story today. And it's like, I don't care what you say about me. Just keep talking. You can't get rid of me. And the fact of the matter is, the amount of money you can make from monetizing YouTube will be nowhere near the amount of wealth accrued through the network marketing space. So while you think you are out there being Captain Save-A-Ho or whatever, okay, I just want to let you know I've taken it upon myself to turn as many people as humanly possible into 6- and 7-figure annual earners. So thank you for your help. I want to explain how SEO works.
Is she saying that I can't make 6 figures from YouTube? Does she not know how much money YouTubers make? Not YouTubers in general, but successful ones? Ooh, shaky. But it's very interesting that she's like, there's no way you can make this much money. Bitch, watch me. Yes, I can, and I will make that this year. So it's real weird. I don't like that she said that.
Keyword search works. I want to explain how often you search stuff. I want to explain that when you hashtag Bosslee, I wore it today for them. When you hashtag Bosslee, when you type Jessie Lee in for clickbait on your YouTube videos, the next video in line tends to be mine. And they go to my page where I am also monetized. And the problem is when you make hate videos about Colleen, or you make hate videos about me, or you make hate videos about any other network marketers, the problem is they splice our videos. So they take everything wildly out of context. And when YouTube shows them my entire training video, people go, that was nothing like what I just watched when it was spliced up.
I can only speak for myself. I'm probably one of the people who covers her absolutely the most. Whenever I watch a reacting to a Zoom call, I will not take it out of context. If any other commentary or anti-MLM creator takes shit out of context, that's not good. That's spreading misinformation. Don't do that shit. That's what some MLMers do. We don't want to do that. Watch the entire video. Sure, I might, skip past a little bit of it because shit's stupid. I don't need to hear you talk about how you lived in a basement for 70 hours. Saying that everything you're saying is taken out of context? No, it's not. Also, if I'm showing a reel of you, that's not out of context. I'm showing it in its entirety. Why you lying?
Why you always lying?
I like that Bosslee girl. Right. So you keep on doing what you are doing, because I promise you, you are doing a service to Colleen. Her business, I mean, I've watched your business over the last few months. Her business is exploding. And I've watched my business. I've watched my podcast. I know they're making videos out of this. We guys, let me explain it like this. Do you think Colleen and I did not intentionally make sure we let everybody know hours before that this would be happening? Like, we're fully aware. They are our unpaid marketing, public relations, and advertising firm. And so for those of you who are getting bullied right now by them, you have to have that mindset switch. You have to understand that they will make you. They will not break you. It is your choice to look at what they say. I've never watched a video. I've looked at some of their comment sections and I'm like, ooh, child, I've never watched a single minute. No need. But I will promise.
Get a screenshot. It's like, oh my God, there's another one. I'm like, oh my God, that's so cute. Another one. That is so funny. Wow. And then my follower count goes up. Like influences goes up. Like,
I went into incognito mode. Because if you want to really see, like, if someone's never searched this shit before, you want to see, like, the true, what's going to pop up first. Go into incognito mode. Because if I was just to search it right now, my shit would come up first. Because, I mean, I am me, right? If Jessie Lee was to search it, her shit would come up first. So if I go into incognito mode, I can see, if I Google search Bosslee, first thing that comes up is her Instagram. Good, that's expected. Second thing that comes up is her, I guess, Prove It, independent promoter, ECWI. I don't know what that is, but I guess her Prove It thing. And then what's the first video that pops up? It's my video. It's my deep dive video. It's the first video that pops up. And then one of, not even her videos, one of Eric Worre's videos where it says Jessie Lee Ward drops gold. And then, one of Hannah Alonso's videos. Hannah Alonso is great. Love her so much. You should definitely go subscribe to her. And then her own YouTube channel, her own Facebook thing, her podcast. So what happens again when you Google Bosslee girl?
Account scene goes up. Guys, thank you from the bottom of our hearts for all that you do for us.
I hope they don't delete their screen recordings now. Like, I hope they continue with their plan of attack. Because like they're going to be on the defense at this point. I like it. It's like the count of viewers drops by like a couple people. No, it's too late. Like we already exposed you. But I'm just like, you know what? You have done more of a service to the network marketing profession than you realize. Because I am actually very grateful. I'm really, really grateful for the exposure and for the profession as a whole. Yeah. And what I mean by that is there's so much good. There is so much good going on. There is so much education going on. They
really think they did something with this. People are going to see this in its entirety. Unfortunately for my editor, this is going to be very long, but no, it's there, girlfriend. Why do you think half my videos that are Zoom call ones are over an hour long? Because the Zoom calls are fucking long as hell.
So much education going on. There are so many beautiful, beautiful stories of people who are succeeding. And that's just how it works. That's just how it works. And I've never met a hater doing better in any facet of my life. Never. And you will never meet a hater doing better than you. You just won't. People don't. How did I hear it the other day? So this is how people are like punching from the bottom is what I wish I could give credit. Like, like, you look so ridiculous. Like, I don't want to come down there anyway, you little troll. Like, stay in your hole. What are you doing down there? Like, you're not even a cute troll with a little treasure gem in your belly. Like, you're under the bridge troll. Go away. Like, they're punching from down there. Like, I'm up here doing my thing. Like, goodness gracious. But anyway, they can't stop you. That's just a fact of the matter. And that just goes to the importance of, the omnipresence of your social media platforms, So.
Who's like, and it's one nasty comment from a troll on the internet, a nasty comment from your aunt, or you have people dedicating their free time to making videos about you, it really you're showing up and you're doing things in the right way, and you're furthering the network marketing profession, and that's really what we're here to do. So if you're on, thanks. If you're not, also thanks, because you're helping us out. So
Trust me, they are. They are.
I know we are busy ladies. Let's get on with our day. I hope you have a good one. Thanks everybody for watching. And I'll talk to you soon, I'm sure.
If you guys don't already follow Colleen, make sure you do. I'll tag her in the video as well, so you don't have to go searching for her or anything, but she's Noshamesalesgame. And I'm so thankful for these positive comments below. If this was useful, let us know in the comments. And if there's anything else you want us to address in the future, because both of us are very, very, very much so advocates for the network marketing profession. And honestly, it's not even just a network marketing profession. It's that I'm an advocate. I can speak for myself personally. I'm an advocate for female entrepreneurship. And I'm an advocate for women not having to depend on anybody, whatever gender your partner is, for anything. And the great equalizer I found is network marketing. You can't tell me how much I'm going to earn because of my race, my gender, my sexuality, anything in between. And as soon as you start to take that kind of control and accountability over your life, your entire life can shift. So I did that 11 years ago, never looked back. Here I am. And Colleen is just charging. And I love her content so much. So like I said, I'll make sure to tag you in the, I'd say show note. Yeah, tag you in the show notes below. I will tag you in the show notes below. I'm recording a podcast too, so you guys can listen back on there as well. But Colleen, I appreciate your time. I think this was a really important discussion for so many people. And for those of you who are currently getting either attacked or bullied or whatever on the internet, just a great reminder to everybody that, like I said, haters will never be doing better than you. And I promise you.
How is she also recording a podcast? Why does it have to be a podcast, a live stream on YouTube, on Instagram? Like, the regurgitated content is excruciating and it's so lazy. Just as a content creator myself, I hate it so much. And guess how she's recording the podcast? Not a mic, which she can afford. You can afford this mic, Jessie Lee. Please fucking get one.
They are not talking about you. They are projecting how they feel about themselves. Hurt people. They will continue to make the videos. They will continue to comment on your stuff. They will continue to do whatever they want to do. And as long as you know what you're doing, you're good.
All right. Bye, guys. See ya.
Thanks, Colleen.
Bye.
So see, that's exactly what I said before. If hurt people, that makes sense for when you're talking about us. How come it doesn't make sense for when we're talking about network marketing? That victims can become predators. All right, so she just says bye to all of her screens after that. It's just it's so harmful. It's so rude. And the thing, a hater will never be doing better than you. Or is it calling out shitty behavior? And who the fuck cares if they're doing better than you or not? If it is valid criticism, if you are actually being a shitty person and fucking up, why does that matter? It's like, I'm not gonna listen to you because you're not doing better than me. Good God, it's 10 a.m. and I'm already annoyed. Listen to red flags. Please question all of this. And please, like I've always said, just dig a little bit deeper. Think about it for more than 5 minutes, what they're saying. Does it actually make sense or does it just sound good? Or thought-stopping language. It stops you arguing that point and gets you onto another point, and that's what they're doing. And that's really unfortunate. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I didn't take anything out of context. I never do. Didn't listen to the rest of like the 3 minutes left because I know that she's not going to say anything else. She's just going to say bye to her 75 screens and end whatever she's doing. So that's it. So nothing taken out of context. I never do that. I think it's really important to show the full picture, everything that they're saying. And that's it. I hope y'all have a great rest of your day, night, weekend, whenever you are watching this. Please know how valuable you are. If you are struggling right now, that does not define you. I know mental health hiccups, struggles internally, struggles with relationships, with your family, things like that can really, really affect you. And I hope you know that it does not define you. What you're feeling is temporary. You will get through this. I hope you stay spicy, stay assertive, and I hope you know how valuable you are. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.